Hi there. Welcome to Craft with Kathie. I have a fun, quick little project tonight, and I'm probably actually going to do a second video similar to this with some different transfers, because I have something that's really cute. Not that these aren't cute. I think they're adorable, and I think they would go great on any baby onesie or one suit. I call them onesies, but I realize some people call them body suits. Let me know what you call little baby's underclothes. Okay, I lost a shirt. I have to find it. Anyway. Do you call it a onesie or do you call it a bodysuit? Let me know. I'm going to actually start with something a little bit different. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to go with the white one first. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. Drop me a line and let me know where you're watching from. Generally, I will use one of our ink mats, but I actually haven't cut one small enough to for a baby onesie. I think I've used cardboard in the past, but generally when I'm inking fabric, I will use an ink mat in between it. Our ink mats are adhesive on one side, and it's really nice because they basically stick to the surface to make sure nothing moves or scoots around. Actually, with a baby's onesie, you're probably not apt to have that much of an issue. So instead of doing the ink mat, which you can't cut them, I cut them all the time, I'm just using a flat piece of cardboard in here. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm hoarse. Too much talking today, I suppose. Okay, so I'm just going to have that in between. I want it to act as a barrier between the front of the shirt and the back of the shirt, because being that I'm going to be using ink, it could actually bleed through and go to the other side. So I want something there as a barrier. And this is an older transfer. I don't think it's available anymore, but I just thought it was so cute that I wanted to use this. I am making this for a baby girl. Which I can't get the package open. There we go. I didn't want to have to tear through that label, and because I'm going to be using it on fabric, I do not have to wax it. I just thought it was cute and sweet, and I'm going to use our Dream Car ink. This is Dream Car ink. Our Dream Car was available initially as a paste, but this is the ink, and I have not used it yet. You know, you might recognize this. This is pretty much like Barbie Dream Car pink. I want to be careful when I lift off that lid. I don't want to smear ink all over. I'm sorry if I say paste, I mean ink. I am using ink on this project. Anytime you're going to do something washable, you want to use the ink. And the main rule with inking is check your fingers over and over again. You don't want to accidentally get some ink on them and then pick up the surface and smear the ink. So I'm going to try and be very careful with that. I have a package of baby wipes right here handy, so that if I do smear ink on myself, I could quickly wipe it off. Let me take some out of the package right there, and we'll just jump right into this. And I'm going to use a coordinating squeegee. Deb calls them onesies. Yep, I call them onesies too. It might be an age thing. It seems like the manufacturers now call them body suits. Okay, so I've got my cardboard pretty much centered underneath here, and I want this a little bit underneath the armpits, so it's still on the body of the suit. I'm going to take the transfer or stencil off of its little backer. Notice it's adhesive backed. And if I was using this on something else, I would fuzz it on a towel or something to reduce the stickiness a little bit. But when you're doing it on fabric, you want it as sticky as it is, because you don't want it shifting around. How's that for the size? I pretty much winged it, cut that piece of cardboard in half, kind of eyeballed it. So that'll work fine. And look at my beautiful squeegee. So I'm going to make sure I don't have any air bubbles underneath the silk screen. The silk screen is what you're seeing is white. And then I'm going to just go over this, the white area, over the silk screen, applying my ink. Smoothing it over. Got some on the back of the squeegee that I'm scraping off here. And I usually, when I'm inking, I'll usually go over it a couple times, giving the ink a chance to actually absorb into the fabric underneath it. Now I lifted that up and I didn't want to do that. And smooth that down. I don't want air bubbles in here. Check my fingers. I'm going to turn this around a little bit so that I could pull the ink towards me. You want to be careful not to go off the edge of the transfer onto the fabric either. It's lifting up on me a little bit. Smoothing out the excess. Little spot there that I didn't get. There we go. And I think I'm pretty much done here. Finger check. A little bit on the fingernail there. Always good to check real well. Take your time. You don't have to hurry when inking. Inking takes a little bit longer to dry than chalk paste does. So you can take your time. I'm going to lift this up gently. Look at it as I lift it. Make sure that I've got everything covered. And there you go. How easy was that? Of course, I got ink on my finger again, so let me clean that off. Now I'm going to put this aside to dry. I'm going to leave the little piece of cardboard in place while it dries, but when I heat set it, I will remove that piece of cardboard. If you were using an ink mat, you always remove the mat before drying because you don't want to melt the mat. So I'm just going to put this aside. To heat set, you could use an iron or you can use a heat press, whatever you really want to do. Either works fine. Above the M is missing. I didn't see your comment, Deb, until just now. No, it's there. Oh, the line. You know what? Let me look at the transfer. That might be, I don't know if it's distressed or not. Let me take a quick peek at it. Actually, I'm going to put this over its backer so you can see it a little bit better. But the line right here is distressed. It's not supposed to be there, so that's how it looks. A lot of our transfers are distressed, and if you make a little oops because of the distressing, you won't even notice it. Okay, I just got a little ink on here. I don't want this here. Okay, so let me grab my other shirt. I'm only going to do 2 tonight. And probably 2 tomorrow is what I'm gaming for. I've got a meeting at 8, so I know I'm a little pressed for time. Okay, let me put this away, cover it up, get it out of the way, and go on to the next project here. And for this one, you give me a little input, I'd appreciate it. I was hesitating, trying to decide if I wanted to go with gold or if I wanted to go with black, or if I want to try both of them. you can color in, you can watercolor. Hi Terry, how you doing? You can watercolor in inking just like you do with chalk paste, but this is kind of a narrow area, so I don't really know if I'm going to watercolor it or not. Let me put the cardboard in this onesie again, or in this one, not again. Just kind of slide this in. And I'll kind of tell you the meaning behind my madness on this one. And hopefully the grandma's not watching right now. But this little girl's daddy has had a hobby turned maybe partially business, I think. Raising bees. So when I saw the busy, busy, busy bee, I thought, how perfect, right? So I don't know. I'm hesitating. The area of the bee is kind of small, even with a fine paintbrush. I think I might have a little bit of an issue just getting in the line. So what I'm thinking is just do it in the beautiful nominee that just came out this month for designers and Perks members in the ink. So what do you think? Wouldn't the ink be better than black? I just think it's a little bit cheerier. I don't like to see little kids in dark clothes. I don't know. That's just me. So I think, unless you think I should do the black, I think I'm going to go with the gold. Let me take this off of the backer sheet and apply it to the shirt. This one I'm putting a little bit higher up because I want the wording to show. And it's not really... Normally what I will do with my transfers is I will bend them in half. I'll basically crease them. And sometimes I put a little mark. If I'm going to use them for t-shirts, I find the center of the shirt, and then usually there's a label here. I will use that center line to line up my transfers, which I could kind of wing it here and do it. Not quite straight. There we go. I know it looks a little bit wider on this side, but it's not. Okay, so I think that's fine. You want the bee on top. I've got an idea. I'm not going to put the bee on top, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. You're really making me think now. No, because I want it to be busy, busy, busy bee, as opposed to somebody seeing the bee and saying bee, busy, busy, busy. Does it make sense? Oh, that's a do wing in black and gold wings. I'm going to go with the gold all at once right now and kind of see. I could always go back after I've done the gold and after I've dried it, or I shouldn't say heat set it or dried it. Just after it's dried, I could go back and color in. I've got to ink on my fingers. Remember, finger check whenever you're inking. So what I could do is apply the ink now, and then when it's dry, before I heat set it, I could use a little paintbrush, a real fine tip paintbrush, and put in the black lines. And I think that's what I'll do. I'll have to see how it looks, actually. And I need another squeegee. Here we go. Of course, I'm going to end up having gold legs on the bee. Oh well. So I just go over it, and I usually go more than once, just kind of keep going over it a little bit to give the fabric a chance to absorb the ink. You see how easy it is? And this is such a pretty metallic gold. Smoothing it over. picking any excess off, making sure I get the tops of my letters. I'm kind of known for missing the tops or the bottoms of my letters. Finger check. I'm going to take a look at the bottom, the image here, the bee. Oh, that looks nice, but I think I missed the top at the tip of the wing here. Hopefully that caught it. Yep, that did it. Now, here's my thought. I have to think of how I'm going to do this. I need a smaller piece of cardboard. Let me look around for what I could cut up or what I could use. Especially with ink, because ink doesn't dry quite as quickly as chalk paste. You can frequently use the transfer again without washing it. And that's what I'm going to go for right here. I want to make sure I don't get ink anywhere that I'm not intending. I'm going to slide this right in the sleeve. And I'm going to add another bee right there. And I'm going to put this right underneath the rest of the transfer so that I don't get the wording on the sleeve. Right there. Okay. What do you think? Good idea or no? If you'd like to save 30% on your crafting supplies, we have a program called the Perks Membership Program that would be perfect for you. I will put a link at the end that tells you a little bit more about it, but it's a great thing, and we actually have some specials going on right now for Perks members where you could even save up to 50%. How cool is that? Stick around for it at the end. Finger check. Try and get in that habit. What do you think? Quick, simple, right? That was pretty easy. So I'm going to be doing a couple more in the next few days. Keep an eye out for them. I'm going to put this aside to dry. And then I'll probably heat set it tomorrow. Usually I let them stay overnight. Doesn't hurt to let them wait a little bit. It's fine. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I surely appreciate it. If you'd like to save 30% on your craft supplies, consider joining our Perks program. If you join during March, April is free, and every time it costs $20 to join. You get a $20 product credit immediately, then it's $20 every month, and every month you get a $20 product credit. But if you join in March, because we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary, you will get Pay $20 in March, get your free product credit of $20 in March. In April, there is no subscription fee, but you will still get a $20 product credit. How cool is that? $40 and only pay $20, and you could drop anytime. Thank you so much for watching me. I will see you soon. Check out this Perks Palooza bundle. It's $50, retail $100, and look at everything that's included. 3 individual transfers, Floral Butterfly, Oh Happy Day, and Just a Peep. For surfaces, you have the wooden butterfly, a 2-pack of our napkins, a 5x5-inch acrylic surface with the base, and a 10-pack of our watercolor paper. And then you also get a container of our surface wax and a wax applicator. $100 value, yours for only $50 as a Perks member. This is a special going on right now up through the end of March. Grab it while we still have it in stock. Here's some more information about Perks. Join in March and get a $20 product credit. Cost is $20. And then in April, your membership fee of $20 is waived, and you will still get a $20 product credit. There's no time commitment. Join or drop whenever you want. Such a wonderful deal, but you always get 30% off of our entire product line except for our Dixie Belle line. Plus, you have access to a wonderful community of creative designers willing to share their ideas, their projects, and their thoughts with you, and answer any questions or concerns that you may have. It really is a wonderful creative group. I've added my address at the bottom, so if you'd like to join Perks, just go to that address, and it's easy enough to do. If you have any questions and you want some information from me, just comment Perks and I'll get back to you or send you more info. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.